Today I'm going to introduce you a famous book, Internet and Society: Social Theory in the Information Age. Its author, Professor Christian Fuchs, who specialized in critical study of social media, Internet and society, political economy of media and communication, information society theory, social theory and critical theory, is the author of numerous publications in such field. Internet and society is an up-and-coming research field in which a number of renowned researchers have come up serious about this topic. Professor Fuchs's book, Internet and Society: Social Theories in the Information Age, was first published in 2008. It's an attempt to fill the theoretic gap of social theory in the information age, which differentiated it from all the related books, not only because it combined different theoretic background, but also because its theoretic framework is supported by a large amount of empirical details and data. This book has a well-structured analysis structure, dividing the whole series into 10 different chapters. In chapter 2 to 4, the critical thinking and some important theoretic framework is introduced. The notion of self-organization, which is used throughout the book as a theoretic framework, is introduced. In chapter 5 to 9, the relationship of Internet and society is discussed. The antagonism between as you talk about the Marx, what's the relations and the difference between your concept and Marx's origin theory? Do you think his theories are out of date or type?
I do not think that Marx theories are out of date. I think that they are very topical today and very much needed. And my books are a kind of application of Marx theory for critically understanding the media and the internet and contemporary capitalism. And it's also a kind of application of the whole, or parts of the whole history of Marxist theory for understanding media and communications. But what does it mean to make a Marxist analysis? Yeah? So what was so important for Marx was the critical analysis of capitalism, the critique of the commodity form, the critique of ideologies. Marx was a dialectical thinker, so he was interested in analyzing and questioning the contradictions of contemporary society, of modern society, and he was interested in social struggles because he saw the social struggle as well as the engines of history and as the potentials to establish a better society. So, and the last point is also alternatives. He did not think that capitalism is the end of the world, but that there can be an alternative to capitalism. And I think all of this is still very relevant today because we still live in a capitalist society where there are forms of domination, exploitation, ideologies that are highly problematic and that should be questioned by social struggles. And we still, I mean, it's not the best possible world because there's a lot of inequality and injustice in the world. And as long as there is exploitation and domination that results, it necessarily results in injustice and inequality, as long as these phenomena exist in the world, Marx will be the most important thinker because he allows us to analyze where these forms of domination and exploitation are coming from and what we can do about it and how we can establish alternatives. And just think of the internet. Yeah? And I mean, Marx, of course, did not analyze the internet because the internet did not exist in the 19th century.
You talk about information society, the internet society, and you write about the transactional informational capitalism. What's the relations and the difference between this concept and the related concept try to describe the contemporary society?
Yes, so since the early 1960s, when Fritz Machfeld wrote the book about the American knowledge and information economy, a lot of concepts that try to describe the increased role of knowledge and information technologies in society have emerged. So these are concepts like knowledge economy, information society, post-industrial society, or the concept of the network society that has become very popular through the works of scholars like Manuel Castells and Jan van Dijk. I think there's a problem with these concepts because they sound so positive, yeah? Information society, network society. I mean, it sounds like everything is okay in this society, but at the same time, these societies, they are still capitalist societies. There is still inequality in society. And I mean, a term like capitalist society is something that makes people feel uncomfortable. Yeah, it's not something where we have positive connotations with it. Yeah, we think if we hear capitalism, we think, oh, there's some problem. Yeah, it has to do with political economy. If we hear a term like network society, everyone likes to be networked. Yeah, we would not think of anything negative, really. So why I don't like these terms is that they neglect that we are still living in a capitalist society. At the same time, I think there are certain changes. Yeah? So information has become more important. The information and network productive forces have reorganized capitalism.
It is well known that information and communication technology plays an important role in changing society and the world. Christian Fuchs's book, Internet and Society, Social Theory in the Information Age, described mutual relationships between Internet and society by using philosophy and social theory. He used a series of complex dynamic self-organizing systems, which is a core concept of the book that he applied to various dimensions of society and its subsystem, including culture, ecological, economic, and political systems. He also used Marxist theory and Hegel's dialectical philosophy for analyzing dynamics and power structures of self-organization systems. Internet and Society is an emerging research field, and this book, Internet and Society, Social Theory in the Information Age, is worth reading for students, scholars, and participants interested in this field.